How we doing today? You know, we never know what we're going to get on this day. I think we've gotten rain. That one year was like 30 degrees or 25 degrees. Last year? It was about 70 degrees. One thing we can always count on is an accurate forecast from the National Weather Service for the winter. So we're looking forward to seeing what we got to say on that, because last year obviously was pretty active for us. A little different. We'll see what this year is as well. But what I know is our Louisville Metro snow team is ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at us. Is that right? Kinda all right, huh? I know one thing. We got the best looking plow in the entire country. Tommy Frazier, where's Tommy? Tommy's our artist. Everybody take a look at this plow right here behind us. Some strong work. Happy holidays. Well played, my man. All right, good job. Well, as you all know, we've been really improving what we do every year. That's kind of what we expect at Metro, and certainly what our citizens expect. So we fine-tuned our treatment routes already this year. Make sure every piece of equipment is working in good order. And as when you look around here, it's impressive, all the iron that's present on this parking lot here as well. And then you guys, our team here, have done a heck of a job. I mean, it can be kind of slow, and then all of a sudden we get 12 inches of snow and some ice, and whatever it is, you all have responded. Last year we really were tested with those two big snowstorms to how quickly we could get the snow and ice off the street, and we had daily press conferences, as you recall that, getting the sidewalks clear. But the amount of appreciation, and I told that to many of you all at a meeting last year, that I received from out the community for the great work that you all did was really gratifying. I mean, they act like I'm doing something about it, and I just say, look, it's our team that does it. So you should hear that again, and just know when it was time for you all to show up, you all showed up last year and really did a great job. So thank you again for that. Yeah. So what do we talk about in terms of manpower here? You know, the snow team is made up of about 265 people in four separate departments. Our Public Works Director, Vanessa Burns, leads the way for the 265, so thank you, Vanessa. She's from Connecticut, so she looks at these snow events that we have and just kind of laughs at them. But, you know, it's here in Kentucky, so we're not quite used to that. But thank you, Vanessa, for the good job that you do. All these four areas come together without ego, which is what I really like about our team, and just focus on how to get the job done. So Public Works is joined by Metro Parks, who's with us here today, Departments of Codes and Regulations, and then our Fleet and Facilities Department that maintains the 160 vehicles and pieces of heavy equipment that we use to clear the roads here in our big city. The other part in our arsenal, of course, is salt, so we can melt the ice and snow. We're going to start the year with 40,000 tons of salt on hand. To give you some perspective, that's 16,000 more tons than we used all of last year, and just shy of the 41,000 tons that we used in the very busy 2013-2014 winter. And then we also have better communication tools, so we want to keep citizens informed during our snow fighting operations. During snow events, citizens will be able to track our progress of our snow plows through an interactive map that we unveiled last year, the year before that, and that can be seen on our city website at louisvilleky.gov. And then the most up-to-date information will come from the new Public Works Twitter account, and the name to look for on Twitter is @LouPubWorks. So everything Public Works does will be covered there. So the name again of that Twitter account is @LouPubWorks, so that's the ampersand sign followed by LOUPUBWORKS. And that's really where to get the most recent info by the minute. Now, the leader of our snow team is Jeff Brown. He's the Public Works Assistant Director for Streets and Road Operations. Did a really good job. Last year was your first year at this, wasn't it, Jeff? So that's always kind of makes everybody on guard, because when you're thrown into this, by the very nature of this work, it's like moment of truth. What's going to happen? And Jeff and the team really stood up and did a fantastic job. So please welcome Jeff Brown.
You know, that was quite a year, too, because we were fighting snow up until March, and then we moved into two separate flood events in April and July. cleaning up and then nonstop potholes and shoulder high grass. But we got the potholes filled, we've got the grass trimmed, and our the flood events did do damage to us in both of our district yards, the East District and West District. But we finally have those rebuilt and up to full steam. We're ready for snow. So we've got some world class operators, dispatchers, supervisors, our whole snow command. So we're ready for whatever winter will bring this year.
All right. Sounds like we're ready. All right, so while the Metro Snow Team keeps our surface roads safe during the winter, our partners at Kentucky Transportation Cabinet do the same for interstate highways that run through the city. Most people don't understand that. If there's a road in Louisville, they expect that we're going to be the ones to take care of that. So the communication and the teamwork that we have with the state is super critical to make sure that we're aligned and talking to each other all the time throughout these events, which we do, so we can just make sure our citizens don't even have to think about local responsibility, state responsibility. Really, they don't care about that, and they shouldn't have to care about that. So we're appreciative of the partnership that we have with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. So I'd like to invite the branch operations manager, Tom Wright, to the microphone to speak on behalf of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Sorry about that. This is Matt Bullock, who's here for Tom, and I should know that. Matt does a lot of good work for us day in and day out. Thanks, Matt.
No problem. Thank you. I wanted to echo the mayor's sentiments that from the state's perspective, we have 8 counties in what's called District 5, but by far the most county that takes up most of our time and resources is Jefferson County, of course. And as the mayor mentioned, we have an agreement with them since I think it was April of 2009, where they handle maintenance activities in Jefferson County, even on state roads. So, say Hurstburn Parkway, for example, Bardstown Road, they do potholes for us, mowing, and of course, ultimately snow and ice removal. So, in Jefferson County, the State Highway Department locally handles the interstates, which is, of course, its own animal. But thinking back to 1994 and 98, and I believe we even had a pretty significant event at 2000, as compared to what we got in those years and what we handled last year with partnership with Metro Public Works, I think we did an excellent job with the snowfall we had, especially in southern Jefferson County and Bullitt County. We had in 20 inches plus. So 94 we had about the same thing, and we shut down for about a week or two. So I think we've come a long way. As you all can see, all the equipment on the sides and all the folks in the yellow, they do a great job. And I think this showing here probably can be seen from space. So it's a good thing. I'm happy to work with the mayor and his folks at Public Works, and like I said, we're ready for another winter. And if I were a snowflake thinking about coming into Louisville, I think I'd be a little bit scared, so I'd go somewhere else. So thank you.
All right. So little did we know that this was an event that had galaxy-wide implications today. Matt, thank you very much for what you're doing. Now imagine if you're Jefferson County Public Schools and mom and dad are saying, is there going to be school tomorrow, and how do you make that call? And, you get damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's a really tough call that they've got to make all the time. And our partners at Jefferson County Public Schools are on top of that, and they've got to make the decision each time that it snows. So communication between all of us obviously is really critical about that, because the safety of the kids obviously is paramount. And while some of the more trafficked roads might be open, the back roads are not, and people don't really appreciate that as much as they should. But there's hundreds of buses traveling thousands of miles every day, and the point person for that effort for JCPS is Rick Capel, who does a really good job. So Rick, if you could say a few words, we'd appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As I said, we've got salt on hand. We've got our contract if we need more salt. We have 25 pieces of equipment that we use for schools that we own, and plus also a contract if we need to when we have that 10 or 12, 18-inch snow. So from that standpoint, we're ready to go. I would commend the Public Works and everyone that does a great job to remove snow. I'm getting to be an old dinosaur. Been around here for about 25 years and know where we were 25 years ago and how much greater job we do when we did those early years. So sometimes you make our job even more difficult because timing is everything with snow. Snow starts 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and have those couple of inches, we'd automatically call school off years ago. Most of those times we go to school because you do such a great job getting everything clear. But we have snow at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just impossible to go to school those type of snows, and somebody wakes up at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning wondering, oh, why in the world we didn't have school that day. So, but again, the communication is just tremendous. We communicate together from the standpoint of what needs to be. If we see a road as we go out and look at, we see a road that needs salt, in about 15-20 minutes it gets salted again. So again, I appreciate the communication and the great job that you all do keeping our roads clear and so we can have school. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, now, the man of the hour. This is always interesting to see what he has to say. A lot of what this team, what you all do, depends on what we're hearing from the weather forecasters, and chief amongst them is the National Weather Service. They are the definitive authority on weather, despite what some of our news people in the city might like to say. And here today is John Gordon from the National Weather Service's Louisville office, and he's going to give us some idea. Maybe he can reflect on times past and give us some wisdom on times future. Please welcome John Gordon.
Oh my gosh, is it windy out there? All right, if you don't like the weather today, you can call my boss at 1-800-GOD. We are in sales, not production. I told you 1 year ago we were going to have a little colder and snowier winter. Did we? Yes, we did. But most of the winter really wasn't that bad until February 14th when everything went to heck in a handbasket. I talked with emergency management, the mayor's office, Jeff, the team in here. We are trying to give you the best forecast we can, period. That then in early March, Debbie Fox asked me, what is your confidence? It was raining all day, right? You thought, how could we get all the snow? It's not possible. It can't happen. I said, I'm 100% sure. And we got a big snowstorm, did we not, gang? So we're trying to give you the best. Here's the deal. This year we have an El Nino pattern. Storms will be going from Southern California. All you're going to hear is about El Nino day after day after day. It goes from Southern California through Southern Texas down into Dixie. We will be on the northern edge of this, all right? What does that mean? A little drier, a little warmer. Most of the severe weather will be way south of us. The worst case scenario, I think, for us is we're going to have a couple systems that bring a little ice here. We'll be on the northern fringe. But in general, this will be a little warmer and a little drier. Partnerships are everything. We do these conference calls with the media, with emergency management, all the public works folks to give you the best forecast. Andrea Clifford, we're trying to give you the best. We're in sales, not production. Thank you very much.
All right, you heard him. Great confidence delivered there. A little warmer, a little drier, a little more ice?
Just a little ice.
Little ice, not a lot of ice. All right, let's write that down and give him a report card next year if we would. Well, we appreciate that. I really want to thank Fleet Maintenance as well, Matt Maskey and his team. Are any of the guys here from Fleet Maintenance? Just a few folks. You guys have really done a nice job in terms of getting the equipment through the shop now. If y'all haven't been over to see the improvements that they've made, it's been very impressive, and our fleet's running much better, and the turnaround time is quick too. So let's give a big round of applause to our folks there. Good job. All right. Okay, with that, we are happy to take any questions. Thank you for coming today. All right.
This has been a Metro TV production, a public service of Louisville Metro government.